Every pure intention ends when the good times start. Falling over everything to reach the first time spark. It started under neon lights and then it all got dark. I only know how to go too far. My bad habits lead to late nights ending alone. Conversations with a stranger I barely know. Swearing this will be the last, but it probably won't. I got nothing left to lose or use or do my best.
Good morning, everybody. I want to say welcome to everyone to the Building Inclusive Communities Together breakfast hosted by Inclusion Saskatchewan. In a moment, I'm going to ask you to rise for the entrance of His Honor, the Honorable Russ Morasti, Lieutenant Governor of Saskatchewan, and Her Honor Donna Morasti. And following their entrance, please remain standing for the Vice Regal Salute. So everyone, please rise. Their honors, the Lieutenant Governor of Saskatchewan and Donna Morasti, accompanied by Christina Martins-Funk, CEO, and Blusette Campbell, Board President of Inclusion Saskatchewan. Please, everyone, be seated. This is the fourth time that I've joined you in Saskatoon for this incredible breakfast. I'd also like to say hi to our online viewers who are joining us this morning from across Canada and, of course, different parts of Saskatchewan. This event is much more than just a fundraiser. It's an opportunity to bring the community together to celebrate successes, share some powerful stories, and rally support for the essential work Inclusion Saskatchewan does annually. My name is Matt Young, and I'm with CTV. And as we gather here today, we acknowledge that we are on Treaty 6 territory and the homeland of the Métis. We pay our respect to the First Nations and Métis ancestors of this place and reaffirm our relationship with one another. There are a lot of wonderful people here today, and thanks to all of you for joining us. I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge a few special and notable guests here this morning. Mayor Charlie Clark is here, members of Saskatoon City Police and Fire Department, Councillor Marin Lowen, and of course, a huge thank you to our sponsors. You'll be seeing their names pop up on the screens and of course virtually, and we could not do this event without all of you. TD Bank Group, SaskTel Internet, and McDougall Gawley LLP. And now it is my pleasure to invite Lieutenant Governor Russ Morasti to offer some remarks.
Thank you, Matt. I'm a little taken aback. It's quite the crowd. It's the first time that Donna and I have had the opportunity to actually attend in person. And just the energy in the room here, especially this early in the morning, is just incredible. Thank you for that. Well, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Since taking on this role as Lieutenant Governor for Saskatchewan, and because of who I am and who Donna is, we've incorporated our language, which is Cree, into the work that we do for a couple of reasons. One is to acknowledge the existence of Indigenous languages throughout the province, but also to honor those languages and honor, particularly in my case, my grandparents who handed down the language to me as a child, and fortunately I was able to retain it. So we like to share our language with people throughout the province. So Don and I, as I said, are very happy to be here, really happy to finally get here in person and to participate in the 14th annual Inclusion Breakfast. It is a real pleasure to travel here and to participate. Thank you to everyone that's watching online. I understand this is being live streamed, and again, that's part of being inclusive, to be able to reach out further than this room to make sure that people can enjoy and benefit from the breakfast and the participants here. It is indeed my privilege to be honorary patron of Inclusion Saskatchewan, which has been providing crucial services in our province for 68 years. I appreciate the considerable compassion and commitment demonstrated by the Board of Directors and the staff. You know, I did take the opportunity to go online to do a little reading and a little background, as I do with most of the events that I attend that I haven't been to, especially, just to get some sense of what the organization's about. And truly impressive. That's the words that came to my mind in terms of the programs and services that you offer. But I know that the commitment that it takes of the staff, particularly, is also just incredible. I applaud Inclusion Saskatchewan's mission of ensuring that everyone feels valued, supported, and included. I've always believed that everyone, regardless of their place in our society and our communities, can contribute in their own way to our communities and, by extension, our province. To those who receive services and support from Inclusion Saskatchewan, you are indeed seen and valued. You make our world a better place simply by being you, and we are grateful for your gifts and your abilities. And to their family members, thank you. Probably goes without saying, but thank you for your ongoing support. Your role as caregivers is crucial and can be demanding. But as I understand, Inclusion Saskatchewan also provides tremendous support for you. And thank you to the sponsors, donors, and everyone taking part this morning for assisting Inclusion Saskatchewan with its important work. So as the Lieutenant Governor of Saskatchewan, I am the King's representative, and it's always my pleasure to bring greetings on behalf of the King, previously the Queen. So I'm pleased to bring greetings on behalf of His Majesty King Charles III, or King of Canada. And I will share those greetings in my language as well. Charles Nisto, Canada. I am grateful for each and every one of you, and thank you very much for including us. Have a good breakfast.
Thank you so much, Your Honor, for joining us in Saskatoon this morning. Your presence exemplifies the importance of the mission of Inclusion Saskatchewan. I'd now like to invite Inclusion's new leader, who's no stranger to you all, as she has been involved with Inclusion for over 10 years, the Inclusion Saskatchewan CEO, Christina Martens-Funk. Christina brings a wealth of experience in social change, strategic leadership, and community engagement. Let's welcome her here today.
Good morning, everyone. I am not a morning person, but seeing all of you here today sure makes me want to be one. This is fantastic. I'm so grateful to all of you for coming out this morning to celebrate the inclusion movement in Saskatchewan. This event is so important to me, not just because it's my first as CEO, but because it truly reflects what we are all about, building inclusive communities together. When I look around this room here in person and think of all of you attending virtually, I see a community of people who believe in the power of inclusion. Your presence today is a powerful reminder of what we can achieve when we come together with a shared vision. I want to thank our feature video stars this morning, who you will see on the screen shortly. Tyler, where are you? There he is. Give everybody a wave. Thanks, Tyler. Thanks for sharing your story with us. And Jen and the team from Elmwood, are you over there somewhere too? There you are. Fantastic. Thank you for sharing your story too. We have so much to celebrate this morning, and I hope that the stories you hear will inspire you to think about your community and how you can help make your community even more inclusive. I also want to thank our Inclusion Saskatchewan staff, some of whom you'll hear from more during this hour. If you're an Inclusion Saskatchewan staff member, please wave your hand. Where are you all? Oh, yeah. Or say hello on the chat. Yeah. I've worked with these amazing folks for almost 10 years, and our goal together is to build on the excellent work that has been started by people with intellectual disabilities and their families. A couple weeks ago, we had a workshop in Regina where 40 self-advocates came out, and we talked about how disability is not a bad word, and that we can be proud of who we are. Last weekend, we had our parents' workshop, where parents talked about trends and issues they are seeing and building new ways to make inclusion a reality. Today's event is a perfect example of how we're building inclusive communities together. This breakfast isn't just about raising money, although that is important. It's also about celebrating the successes we've achieved and rallying support for the work that still lies ahead. I know many of you have been involved with Inclusion Saskatchewan for a long time, and I want to thank you for your ongoing commitment. And to those of you who are joining us for the first time, welcome. You are now part of a movement that is changing lives and making Saskatchewan a better, more inclusive place for everyone with intellectual disabilities. The funds we raise today will go directly toward expanding the programs and supports that empower people with intellectual disabilities. We help people find meaningful employment, receive the supports they need, and become self-advocates who lead the way forward. I'd like to make a special thank you to Michael and Peter Malik, the founders of Inclusion Saskatchewan's Malik Endowment Fund. They had a vision for enhancing the quality of life for people with intellectual disabilities. The interest earned from their generous gift is used towards our programs. If you are interested in making a long-term gift like this, please let us know. We are grateful for visionaries like the Malik family. Before I close, I want to say a heartfelt thank you to each and every one of you for being here today. Your time, your presence, and your support means so much to all of us at Inclusion Saskatchewan. Together, we can make Saskatchewan a place where everyone with intellectual disabilities has the opportunity to succeed. Let's continue building inclusive communities together. Let's make today count. And now I'd like to bring your attention to the screen for a remarkable video that shows everyone has something valuable to contribute. And it's our job to make sure there's an opportunity to do so.
So as an inclusion consultant, I very often help people navigate systems. Sometimes that means finding resources, and other times that means finding different systems, different supports, different options that somebody might be eligible for, and then from there figuring out the next steps to help that person connect with them. One of the things that I supported Tyler with was communicating with his doctor. I was able to make sure that he was understanding the things that the doctor was saying to clear up the questions and clarify different things that Tyler was trying to communicate, and just generally helping their relationship get stronger because they were understanding each other better when they had somebody there to make sure that those communication pieces were going well.
Andrew's support has been very helpful, filling in areas that I couldn't possibly do, in spite of the fact that Tyler and I are good friends. I just don't have a knowledge of the landscape that Andrew does. Andrew's support has been very helpful because she's been able to connect us with organizations and people that I didn't know exist, or if I did know exist, didn't know how to connect. Andrew and I are like tag team. I help Tyler prepare for the appointment. We Zoom every Tuesday night, and if he has a medical appointment the next day or two, I prepare some of the questions that Tyler wants to ask. So I will type that up and email Tyler and Andrea, and then Andrea captures the responses. And so when I see the responses, I know if there's been any new medications or any advice from the physician, and it's been wonderful.
Having someone there to help me understand doctor language helps me understand things more better. Having Andrew come to my appointments helped me more relax. And one situation was when I was overwhelmed with the dentist question and I was having a panic attack, so I had to step out and didn't come back. So I reached out, and having someone there helped me understand the situation more better. Having someone there helps me to be more calm, and having notes prepared with questions and having someone there help me be more calm and relaxed moving forward into that appointment.
Andrew's physical presence makes a difference. I think as respectful as the doctors are, I think that they speak more clearly. They ensure that their client or patient receives the information they need when they see an advocate there, and Andrew does that well.
Navigating the medical system when you have a disability is really challenging. There's so much to do. Even booking and then getting to appointments can be a challenge. Once you're in an appointment, there's medical jargon, there's terms, there's medicines to keep track of, to learn about, to just figure out. And so having somebody in an appointment that can help somebody remember what was said, clarify different things that were mentioned, and after the fact be there to support them is really important for some people to get really quality care. Because Tyler was connected with Inclusion Saskatchewan, he was able to get funding for a mentor, he was able to get some support while attending doctor's appointments, and he's been able to fill in gaps in the support that he was missing before he was connected to us.
I think Inclusion Saskatchewan has not only given him the confidence, but given him a path to go down, or multiple paths actually, options that will allow him to live more independently. And Tyler needs to be plugged in more to an organization that cares and is knowledgeable and has credibility throughout the not-for-profit world.
Fantastic video. I love to see that, and great to see Tyler. It looks like he's a bit of a baseball fan out there, and he looks like he can throw a ball pretty well. So perhaps maybe we have a future baseball star there as well. And thank you very much, Christina, for your kind words as well. I want to now introduce Brittany Acton to speak about self-advocacy initiatives. Brittany.
Good morning, everyone. So my name is Brittany Acton. I'm Inclusion Saskatchewan's Director of Initiatives. Tyler, thank you again for sharing your stories of success, perseverance, and self-advocacy with all of us. Unfortunately, Aidan Young was not able to join us this morning as it's in the program. So I'll instead share a bit about his role and our self-advocacy initiatives. Just like Tyler's story of his own drive for independence and autonomy in his life, Aidan and our entire team work with self-advocates across the province in shaping their own lives as well as their own communities. As our person-centered consultant, Aidan is a key leader in our Individual Collective Advocacy Network, or ICAN as we like to call it. He often says, "I'm a microphone. I help amplify people's voices." That's exactly the role that we aim to take in the self-advocacy movement. Through weekly virtual meetings, annual in-person workshops, and committee work focused on specific projects, people with intellectual disabilities connect with one another across the province to develop the skills they need to advocate for change in their own lives and their communities. The work that ICANN members do has built incredible developments in the province to further Inclusion Saskatchewan's mission. Together with our team, they've developed plain language resources to ensure that people have access to the information that they need. They've met with politicians to help shape changes to programs and policies, and they use their collective voices to shine a light on issues that are important to them. Aiden and all of our other team members who work on ICANN support self-advocacy across the province by offering learning opportunities to build advocacy skills, facilitate discussions to ensure that self-advocates can effectively guide the inclusion movement, and support people in building their own peer networks so that the disability community can continue to flourish as more people with disabilities join in to shape the futures of our communities. Aiden shared with me that his goal as person-centered consultant is to ensure that people with intellectual disabilities are supported, empowered, and given opportunities to thrive, just like Tyler shared in his video. Inclusion is about all of us growing together and building stronger, more inclusive communities. And I thank you for all for being here this morning to do just that.
Well, thank you so much, Brittany, for sharing us the impact on your role this morning. Well, I know you must be all getting a little hungry, so feel free, if you like, at your table to grab something to eat and sort of munch down a little bit. We're going to keep going here, and we also want to take the time to thank those who are joining us virtually. Of course, you can have the coffee beside you as well, and we're going to continue moving on. So enjoy the food while we continue our program this morning. I think it's important to thank Prairieland Park for being such great hosts for today's breakfast, if we could give them a bit of a hand. Fantastic work that they've done here so far today. I'd like to now introduce Dylan Morin, Director at Large, and Blucette Campbell, Inclusion Saskatchewan President.
I think I'm going to. Good morning, everybody. I am glad you're here today. My name is Dylan Morin, and I am a self-advocate and director at large on Inclusion Saskatchewan's Board of Directors.
Think you can wing it?
I think I need my phone really quick.
Yeah. Maybe I'll start. Do you want to go get your phone?
Hang on a second. I'm sorry. I thought my phone was going, my script was going to be at the podium.
Here you go. Get the phone. Oh, there you go.
Okay, crisis averted. Thank you so much. And okay, as I said before, my name is Dylan Morin. I'm a proud Inclusion Saskatchewan board member and self-advocate and ICANN member. I also volunteer on the Community Development Task Force. Our job is to get you all here to our annual Inclusion Breakfast. Thank you for coming. Being a self-advocate board member for INSK allows me to push our province to become more inclusive in areas I think are important. Things like real work for real pay for individuals with intellectual disabilities. Employment and accessible public transportation. This work doesn't get done by itself. It takes a team, it takes people. Like me, who are passionate about this work, it takes entire families who share their experiences, the challenging ones, and the ones who share their experiences. Successful ones, and it takes dedicated staff. Hang on a second. It takes dedicated staff to take all the passion and experience and turn it into progress. We hope today that you will see this in action through our videos and speakers. If you don't already know that this kind of work exists or aren't sure how you could help, we hope to change that by the end of our breakfast. You will see and hear examples of our work, and maybe you'll feel inspired to help us do more. To share a few more things, I will hand it over to our wonderful president and board chair, Bluzette Campbell. Bluzette?
Thank you, Dylan. I am honored to be up here with you. You handled that remarkably well. Good morning, everyone. It warms my heart every year to see the faces of you who are willing to rise early, host a table of your colleagues, friends, and families, hear about our work, and contribute to our annual fundraising. It's an incredible feeling to see that inclusion is important to more than just me, our board, our staff, and all people living with intellectual disabilities and their families. For some of you, year after year, you see and feel the need for inclusion, so you keep coming back. For those of you who are new this year, welcome to one of the most inspiring Ask events you might ever attend. That has been my experience. What do we mean by inclusion? I describe an inclusive province. I see a physician assisting a new family at the maternity ward, celebrating the birth of their child, not apologizing that their baby has a visible disability. I see that child entering into the public education system with open arms, joining their peers in their neighborhood schools, not being uninvited to attend, or limited to 1 hour per day due to lack of resourcing and training. I see true learning happening for all students in classrooms, not just the ones with intellectual disability, and authentic work experience in high schools, not sheltered workshops or day programs seen as the only option. I also see post-secondary education options and meaningful employment that contributes to community economics. And I see housing that feels like home, not a home. Inclusion doesn't happen when we merely insert people into community as adults. Doors open when we allow inclusion to happen from day one. We know that inclusion in our province is possible. I see it in my own family story. Many of you have heard my son Andrew speak a few years ago about his move to Saskatoon, far away from our ranch in Meadow Lake. He continues to thrive here, working 2 amazing and supportive part-time jobs, with a 3rd successful interview that just happened last week. Congratulations, Andrew. It's amazing. His schedule is packed with Blades hockey games and rock concerts when he's not at work or sleeping in his own leased townhouse. It's truly incredible. We are making progress. What we also know is that it isn't fast enough and that there's much more that we need to do. Monumental paradigm shifts like this one around everyone having value is no small task. And changing attitudes around a community to support that shift is an even bigger one. But I believe in it. That's why I'm here. I see it. Look around you. These people see it too. How do we fill this room with 1,000 or 2,000 people? We're working on it, and I believe we're getting there, and you play a big role. Please share your experience this morning about inclusion. Tell your story about inclusion as a housing developer, a policeman, a teacher, a lawyer, an employer, to whomever, a school board trustee, yep, to whomever will listen, and to even those who will not. I'm convinced that we're near a tipping point where we no longer tolerate exclusion. We're not there, but we're close. The consequences are too dire for us all, not for just my son Andrew, not just for Dylan, but for us all. Thank you for coming and playing a part in valuing, supporting, and including all people in every aspect of life. Your willingness and your generosity are what make the difference. Thank you. Thank you. I'd now like to shift your focus to the screens as we show how we're moving towards independence and the importance of housing that feels like home.
Kinsman Manor was built in the 1960s based on best practices at the time. Since then, it's aged and accessibility standards have changed. So all of the residents are being transitioned into group homes that meet today's best practices, which is 4 people per home. So I was brought in as an advocate for residents who maybe didn't have family members that were living or that were in their lives. And my role was to support them to make sure that they had advocacy and support as they were planning for their transition out of the manor into their new homes.
The transition, you can imagine, we have an aging population here at Kinsman Manor. Our average age was around 68 at the time of the announcement. Many of the individuals have resided at Kinsman Manor since it started in 1969. A lot of preparation has been needed to ensure that they had the support and understanding and information they needed to successfully transition to their homes. It has taken us 2.5 years to get to the point where we were able to build our community-based homes. In January of 2024, February of 2024, and April of 2024, we opened the first 3 homes and transitioned 12 of the 24 residents. Inclusion Saskatchewan has been instrumental in just helping residents to understand more about their transition, what the process would be, help to curb any fears, answer questions, be available to answer questions. Michaela in particular has been a very big support for one individual that has the absence of family. It was important right from the time of the announcement that all individuals knew that they would eventually move to their new home, that they had the supports in place to do so.
I primarily supported Jen, who doesn't have any surviving family that are in her life. So I had visited her every 2 to 3 weeks for about the last 2 years leading up to her move, just to kind of support her if she had questions, wanted to do planning, and just make her feel comfortable around the move. I also was able to meet with her and her roommates as they were planning to go shopping for the furniture and other things for their house as they were getting ready for it. What do you think, or how do you feel about your new house?
Excellent.
Excellent. Why is your new house excellent?
Perfect.
It's perfect. What do you like about it, though?
It's gorgeous.
It's gorgeous. What else?
Smells good.
It smells good. Oh, that's a good one. What else?
Tastes good.
You like the food there? Yeah, the staff would be making good food for you?
Yeah. My life is different.
Yeah? How?
It shows what I need. Because I like to do so many things you can serve to. The party, ice cream, soda, all kinds of recipes. Arts, crafts, bowling, basketball.
With moving into the home, residents have more choice and control over their lives. They're able to actually access every portion of the house. So when I was able to go to the first supper with Jen's house, they were actually so excited just to be able to like load the dishwasher and do that because they'd never had the opportunity to do so before. One of the residents made cookies for the ribbon cutting ceremony that they hosted, and they've been able to have housewarming parties and share their spaces with their friends and family and people who are important to them.
Their lives have changed. They've moved from a very large setting with many of their friends to a much smaller setting with a few of their friends. The flexibility has increased dramatically. We have more concentrated staff within the homes. They get a lot more individualized one-on-one support. They have the spontaneity to go and do things more easily because here at Kinsman Manor, it was difficult to take everybody out at once. In a home, they can just decide after supper one evening, let's say, to want to go out to bowl or see a movie or have a coffee. The homes, the smaller based homes allow for that, where a setting like Kinsman Manor would not have allowed for that.
How has your life changed since you moved into that house?
Beautiful. My home is here.
What an incredible video highlighting the importance of independence and the value of having that feeling of home. It's something we all want. It's so important. Now I want to welcome Sydney Reisler, evaluation consultant here at Inclusion Saskatchewan.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you, Jen, for sharing that very personal story. Inclusion really is home, and I hope you enjoyed and were inspired by the video about Jen and her home. And the fact that inclusion is home is a great segue into why I am standing here today. I'm here today to highlight the importance of my role as an evaluation consultant with Inclusion Saskatchewan, focusing on supporting self-advocates and ensuring their voices are heard through the outcomes-based service delivery surveys. My job is to meet with individuals, whether at home, in their day programs, or out in their community, and guide them through a survey that allows them to share their experiences. It's not just about asking questions, it's also about building trust, creating a comfortable environment, and ensuring that every person understands the process and feels confident in sharing their views. As an evaluation consultant, my role is crucial. In making sure the feedback we receive is meaningful and leads to real change. By using my communication skills to reframe conversations and adapt the process, I ensure that everyone, regardless of their abilities, can contribute. It's essential that we reduce barriers and allow everyone to participate in ways that make sense to them. I also represent Inclusion Saskatchewan at meetings with other organizations, ensuring that the feedback we gather aligns with our mission of building inclusive communities. My work doesn't stop at collecting data. I contribute valuable insights that help shape the future of the outcomes-based service delivery project and advocate for changes that benefit people with intellectual disabilities. In this role, I am not gathering information. I'm working to create a better, more inclusive future for everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Sydney, so much for sharing the impact of your role with Inclusive Saskatchewan. I now would like to invite to the stage Knowlton Knipple, Community Development Task Force Committee Chair, who will share more about 3 very imperative partners of Inclusion Saskatchewan.
I've been at the wrong place at the wrong time, chasing all the wrong things most of my life, and every kind of loss that you can't find, but I got one thing right, been the kind of guy.
Thanks, Matt. Good morning, everyone. My name is Knowlton Knipple, and I do indeed chair the Volunteer Community Development Task Force at Inclusion Saskatchewan. My wife, Anna, and I decided to support Inclusion Saskatchewan after attending an inclusion breakfast just like this 4 years ago. Over the past 4 years, our personal reasons to support Inclusion Saskatchewan have just kept growing with all the tremendous people that we've met and everything that we've seen that Inclusion Saskatchewan does. We're continually inspired by the fearless community of leaders at Inclusion Saskatchewan and the decades of tireless advocacy and the passion everyone brings each day with and for those that have so many talents and gifts to contribute, and if they're just quite simply included. We have a few special announcements. First would Kelsey Carpenter, Client Relationship Associate at TD Wealth, who is our presenting sponsor, please join me at the podium.
All right, thank you, Knowlton, and good morning, everyone. I'm honored to be here on behalf of TD Bank Group. Thank you for being here to support Inclusion Saskatchewan, an incredible organization that works very hard to ensure that people in Saskatchewan with intellectual disabilities are valued, supported, and included members of society who have opportunities and choices in all aspects of their life. First and foremost, I want to thank the organizing committee who put this event on. You've done a fantastic job bringing us together for this important cause. As you have all seen and heard this morning, the work that the Inclusion Saskatchewan staff and volunteers do is remarkable. TD is committed to helping create an environment that considers the needs and abilities of all and recognizes individual skills and perspectives, and ensuring that accessibility is fully considered in all parts of our business. This means fostering a warm and welcoming culture where our people feel comfortable bringing their whole selves to work, training our employees to recognize and overcome unconscious bias, and empowering our people to achieve their full potential based solely on their strengths and abilities. In addition, we're proud to support organizations like Inclusion Saskatchewan that are focused on helping people feel more included and connected to their communities. They're making a difference and creating wonderful opportunities in the lives of individuals with disabilities and their families. So, I'm happy to announce that TD is once again proud to support this change-making work here in Saskatchewan with a challenge gift to encourage multi-year donations. So we encourage you to make a multi-year pledge. TD will match gifts given during this event that are the first payment of a multi-year donation, up to the first $20,000. For example, if you pledge $500 per year for 3 years, TD will match the first $500. So on behalf of TD, we're very pleased to present Inclusion Saskatchewan this check for $20,000. Let's be sure we match it today.
Thank you so much, Kelsey and TD. Partnerships like we have with TD are so important to us. And don't worry, everyone, I'm going to ask you to help us match those funds on multi-year gifts. In case you're wondering, though, and might be a good time to have a look at it, you'll see envelopes on your table. And on your table number, you'll see QR codes. For those joining in online, when we get to the part to fill out the forms, we're going to ask that you visit the Inclusion Saskatchewan website and click Donate, and it will show you everything the cards have. The web address is inclusionsk.com/donate. So now is a great time to think about how you can be a champion for building inclusive communities. But next, I'd like to recognize and share a bit about MNP. Which has a partner giving fund and have chosen to support Inclusion Saskatchewan. The MNP Partner Giving Fund is a charitable initiative that has significantly impacted communities across Saskatchewan. Established in 2016, this fund brings together the MNP Saskatoon Partnership Group, which consists of over 40 individuals, to support various community projects. The fund allows partners and team members to contribute to causes they're passionate about, whether in sports, art, education, or other areas. And by consolidating their donations, they can make a more substantial collective impact than individual contributions. It's a great idea. Inclusion Saskatchewan has benefited from the MNP Partner Giving Fund. And we were selected because our mission aligns with MNP's values of diversity and inclusion in the workplace and in the broader community. MNP's commitment to corporate social responsibility showcases their leadership in fostering a stronger, more inclusive community and exemplifies how businesses can unite to make a meaningful difference, reinforcing the importance of collective effort and shared values in driving positive change. So, thank you to the MNP Partner Giving Fund and the $50,000 you've committed to our organization and the journey we have just begun to create employment opportunities for people with intellectual disabilities in your organization. So may I ask that you, yes, let's give them a big round of applause. Ron Brown and the MNP group, thank you so much. Amazing. Okay, finally, we've been absolutely blessed that Mark and Tim Neufeld have joined our Community Development Task Force this past year and have made considerable impact in a short period of time. So I'm very excited to welcome Mark and Tim Neufeld to the podium for a final special announcement this morning. Over there.
Thanks, Knowlton. It's great to be here with all of you today. My name is Mark Neufeld, and I'm here together with my brother Tim, and we represent the Audrey and Murray Neufeld Foundation. We've supported the organization over the last 2 years, and more recently, this last year, we joined the Special Task Force, and it has just been a lot of fun, and we learned a lot by working together with, the 8 and 9 of us over the last year and meeting every month. And so it's just been life-changing, and we've got, lots more, things to look forward to over the next couple of years with the organization.
So Mark and I joined the task force in January this year, and we met with them, and it was just amazing to see how passionate that everyone was about the organization and all the different pillars of support through homes, employment, transportation, some of what you've seen on the videos here today. And so we've just been blessed and honored to be a part of the task force, and will continue to be in the future as well. So on behalf of the Murray and Neufeld and Audrey Foundation, we would like to present, an honor to present a check to Inclusion Saskatchewan today for $100,000.
Absolutely amazing. And the check's in hand already too. That's quick. So thank you to both of you for this, and the journey you took from getting to know us to being so actively involved. It's heartwarming stories like the Neufeld family, MNP, TD, that represent all those who have been inspired to support Inclusion Saskatchewan. All right, so I gave you a little hint with the envelopes, but the time has come for you to become an inclusion champion. We want to make the most of TD's generous challenge gift and support the work that is being done not only here in Saskatoon, but across the province. So grab the envelopes, scan the QR code. I think the QR code was going to be up. There they are. And I'll just give you a few moments to have a look.
Let's put it in motion. I'ma give you a promotion. I'll make it feel like a vacation.
So on the paper or online forums, you'll see the many ways to make a multi-year or single donation, and we accept credit cards for monthly donations. And remember, TD Bank Group will match the first donation of an annual multi-year pledge of any amount made here today. And your contribution, whoops, I'm going backwards. Sorry, guys. We also, for those that have been inclusion champions in the past, if you have a chance to look at your pledge and you'd like to increase it, TD will match that as well, the increase that you make this year for a multi-year pledge. So with that prompt, no, I don't think that was meant to be there, I will pass the podium back to Matt. Thank you.
Well, I want to thank you so much for joining us today. Whether you are in person or joining us virtually, thank you for making the time to make a difference. We all experience the impact inclusion has in Saskatchewan, and I urge you to commit to foster a more supportive and equitable community. As for the sponsors in the room today, you are certainly making a difference in the lives of so many, and I want to thank you so much for your support. Let's give them a hand for sure. Well, as we wrap up, I want to say, let's do this all again for a year from now. Next year, it's their 15th anniversary, and I'm hearing they are planning something big. So everyone here is going to get an invitation to that. And everyone here has also been entered into a door prize. We're going to contact the winner on Monday, October the 7th. Centerpieces, by the way, if you see those, they were donated by Saskatoon Co-op. And if you look at your program, if you find an inclusion sticker in your program, this means that you won that gorgeous centerpiece. But just leave us the table numbers so that we can use them next year, obviously. And I want to again thank everybody, our sponsors, and most importantly, give yourselves a hand. I want to thank everybody here for coming this morning. It's fantastic. Folks, thanks again. We wrap up, and I encourage you all to have a fantastic morning. Thanks for being here.
Check my nails. Baby, how you feeling? Head toss, check my